Hello, my name is Tim Lahili, and in this video we're going to be talking about reports. Specifically, we're going to detail the various types of reports: detail, file, summary, and note. Actually, I'm not really going to show you note. I will quickly explain it, but it's got a very, very specific use case, and if you're not really a legal user, you're not going to be interested in it at all. And then I'm going to show you how to the locations of the reports and how to download them. So let's get into the product and do those. So I already have the report widget open and I'm into the review. You can get the report widget, same place you get all the widgets here. You just go click on report. And you can see there is a list of existing reports, detail reports, and file reports. And we create reports over here on the right. So let's just do a video demo report, and we're going to start with a detail report. We're going to do all our reports off of labels. Some of them can be done off labels and bookmarks, but for this case we're just going to do labels. So I'm going to go click on that. Then it asks us whether we want to include a timeline and a map of the information. I'm going to include both, but I'm not 100% sure I have map data, so that one might be a bit of a bust. Timeline, it asks us whether, some basic options. Do we want a year, month, or day timeline? Unless you really need a day, go with the year. Depending on how much data, meaning if you go a day and you've got like 2 million records, it's going to be a disaster. So just be smart about which you choose here. Do you want to group by custodian or none? I'm just going to do none. And then data types that you want. Because we're graphing dates here, these are the various sort of dates that there are for special data types: emails, sent, call times. You get it anyway. File is created or modified. Internet is last visited or visit times. If you want to know which dates to use, it should be self-explanatory, but you can always go into your grid and look at the various date types and see what makes most sense for you. Okay, so let's go ahead and choose our label. I'm just going to choose something with a few records because I really do not want to be overwhelmed and have it take forever. So I'm going to click that one. That's got 14 records. Type, I'm going to do PDF for all of them, but you can always do docx. Now I have this option of adding information to my report. I'm going to add a title page. I'm going to do Tim Demo, organization Quincy, author Tim, date today. All right, and what information do I want from the case summary? I want case detail, I want fire overview, and I want evidence list. So basically I'm asking for everything. Let's go ahead and run this. It doesn't take too long to run. The first thing it's going to show you is the timeline that you've requested and the map you've requested. It won't run the report until you've okayed these. Obviously I only chose 14 records, so both of them are sort of a bust. But if you had date geolocation points, they'd be on the map, and if you had a better timeline, it'd show up here. But let's go ahead and say we're okay with that, and we're okay with this. And now it's going to begin the process of creating our report. One thing to note is it will pop up here pretty quickly, video demo. That does not mean it's ready. It just means it had enough information to give you the link, but the report's probably not there. You're going to have to wait until it generates the reports and it pops up here. And you can see it generated me a PDF. It also generated me HTML, but let's just stick with the PDF. And we can see Tim Deno, Quincy, Tim today. That's what we put there. I'm going to go ahead and close this. And let's scroll down. Table of contents. You can see all the information we just asked for. And you can just basically scroll through this. This, by the way, is a great way to generate reports of the data you have if you have a customer or somebody who wants to know, hey, what's in that image I just gave you? This will tell them all that information. These are the evidence lists. Anyway, a pretty thorough report. And you can, of course, select all. You don't want to be overwhelmed by this evidence list. Fine, just don't include it. Here's that timeline we asked for and the timeline information that got graphed. Here's the map. And then file categories, blah, blah, blah. And then these are the files that we had labeled. So you can see you wouldn't want to run this report on something giant because it's just going to churn out tons and tons of stuff. It's going to end up being huge. So be judicious with where you use these type of reports, but in any event, that's what that report is. Now that it's been downloaded, we can, of course, just click on it again and it will come up and we can get to it. So if we want to come back here at a later date and get this report, we can. So let's go to a file report now. We're going to do the same basic thing. We're going to go ahead and select our labels. Let's do the exact same labels and apply so we get a sense of the differences. Video demo file, let's call it like that. And let's clear this and let's run report. Okay, again, this probably popped up. Oh, this is a file report, so when it pops up, it should pop up in here. All right, took a while, but there it is. PDF report. You can see it doesn't automatically download the way the other one did, so let's go ahead and click on this. And there we go. Let's open it. Let's zoom in. It's my PDF viewer. I apologize. This is my PDF viewer, not the report that's giving us a headache here. You know what? Let's hop out of the browser and let's actually just view it in the file in the folder as the actual PDF. Okay. Now, this is a file report, which means it should dump all the files. This is a list of the files and their paths that it dumped. And then these are the respective files. And some of these are garbage, as you can see. Some of them are images. It gives the information about the file and then the actual file. Again, information, file. And it sizes them as they are properly sized. So this one, for example, is huge. In any event, you get the feeling for that, how that works, and how some of these are sort of weirdly sized. But anyway, all the information is there, and depending on what viewer you have, I assume in Adobe you can control this kind of stuff. I just have sort of the free reader. So anyway, let's go back to the tool. That's our file report. Let's talk about summary report. Let's do summary. Now, that's almost the exact same thing as what we just were doing, only now you'll see it doesn't ask us to specify a label because it's going to run across the whole case. It's a summary. So here we should get a pretty good timeline. And again, at this point, we really probably want to do year instead of month or day. Well, month's probably fine too. We'll go ahead and do month. That might be a little bit more exciting. We'll just stick with all this basic information. Optional information is information you can add if you want. Let's go ahead and do option 1, and the value for option 1 is value 1. Very boring of us. But let's go ahead and run that. And again, it shows us what our timeline is going to be, much more exciting than the last one, which was just a single dot. And we go ahead and click OK. And again, immediately shows up here, but we don't really care. We're going to wait for it to pop up here. Let's go ahead and click there so we have that visual notification. And we'll wait for it again. Okay, I'm sure it's done. Let's just go ahead and click on this and see if it downloads for us. You can always do that. There you go. It didn't automatically download, but let's go ahead and open this. Tim Demo, there's our title page. Case information overview and evidence list. Let's see. Here's the optional value. I just wanted to see that. There's our option 1, value 1. And this just gives you an overview of the basic information associated with the case. You can see all the labels, all the emails, all the evidence list. It's just sort of a quick and dirty, the timeline, as well as all the information graphed on the timeline, and that's that. So a simple overview of the case. So hopefully that is useful. Those are the 3 types I wanted to cover. Again, unless you're a legal user, I will make a dedicated video for notes at some point. This is a powerful report, but probably, again, unless you're a viewer and a legal reviewer and only dealing with PDFs, because this is focused just on PDFs in the cloud viewer, this will not be relevant for you. So anyway, that's all I wanted to cover. Hopefully that was helpful. If you have any questions, always feel free to post, and thank you very much for your time.